Hey guys, it's Jan, Not a Real Farm. So we're out today planting, guys. It's Easter weekend. Finally, the snow is melting, so we're going to get right to it today. We are going into, we're about 10 degrees Celsius right now, but inside the greenhouse, it's about 25 degrees Celsius. The sun is shining. It's beautiful in here. So we've got a lot to do today. So this is how my day starts, guys. Most days, we come in, take a look at the temperature. We remove the tray lids off of the trays. You can see my peppers are really loving it in here. And we basically take a look and see if there's any new developments in the seed. So today, you can see here on this tray, the sugar sprint peas that I have are started to root. These are some of the best tasting peas I've ever had. They are an edible pod pea. So, which usually means you can take them right off of the stem, right off the vine, and usually half of them don't make it back up to the house. So a sugar sprint pea. Let's take some of this off. I still have actually some of my seeds hanging over there to dry. So that is the flax that we've got hanging up there. We have so much flax, guys. I just had to leave some of it hang. And it hasn't done anything. It's not rotten or anything like that. So we'll actually be taking that out of the pods. You can see here now we've got Swiss chards coming up. Our corn is doing amazing. It's getting big, so this is going to be transplanted soon. All of this stuff is actually starting to do what I needed to do. And it definitely did need, we've got our spoon tomatoes here too. It just needed the heat underneath it to get everything going. So far, so good on this side. Now we're going to go over here. We woke up this morning, we had a little bit of Easter breakfast. And then everybody wanted to kind of get to what they needed to get to, so we didn't make it too elaborate. See my tomatoes here? So some of these are celebrity tomatoes, our golden honeydew, our zinnias. Check that out. Wow, this one's really taken off. This is a honeydew. And more of our zinnias, which eventually I'm just going to take right out of here and just direct plant into the pot. More tomatoes. And then this weekend, I'm going to be planting the beans now. Look how big they're getting. Now the beans, you can see here, if I can get close enough. There we go. They are going to start to do their thing really soon. So I'm going to have little beans hanging out here pretty soon unless I get these into the ground. But they're pretty happy. This is my Shinshu bean, remember? So this is going to be a pole bean that's going to take up a lot of room. So I got to search for where I want to put that. This is my soy. And these are the sunflowers. Remember the chocolate cherry sunflowers? And here, the purple tomatillos. More beans. So these little guys in here, just bring it up to you as opposed to trying to adjust the camera. These are psyllium. Super simple to grow. As soon as I added it to the heat mat, it sprouted in about 3 days. So psyllium. Our soup celery is beginning to take off. So we will separate this and put them in different spots in the greenhouse. Hopefully you can see these guys here. See, I just write on the side. So this is our spotted bee balm. It almost looks like basil, doesn't it? But it's not. And then here, these are our blanket flowers. So I did a fair amount of transplanting into the pots yesterday. You can see my pots collection is starting to grow a little bit. And this is a Greek tomato that I have. I only planted one, I believe. Now, hopefully my best friend doesn't kill me on the pronunciation of this, the Thessaloniki Greek tomato. She's probably laughing right now because I probably didn't say it right, but comes from the Greek islands. I decided to just to try one to see how it would grow in the greenhouse. Thai purple eggplant. More soup celery. These are my King of the North peppers. And here are my lychees. These are lychee tomatoes, pretty sure. Yes, lychee tomatoes. So here, guys, these ones, you probably can't see it on camera because they're so small, but these guys have thorns on them. So we're gonna have to be careful when we harvest these ones. More tomatoes and peppers. This is a broccoli. Oh, what's that? Oh, let's see what this is here. Something's poked through and I'm not sure what it is yet. Oh, this is gonna be oh, here we go. Can you see that? That is a Mexican sunflower. It didn't take that very long. 2 days max. Must be the heat mats. All right, what else do we have here? Trying to take the lids off as we go here so you can see what I've got. This is an Amish melon. So almost a similar taste to cantaloupe. And then this guy here is chia. So we're going to be planting the chia. We're going to spread it out. We're going to plant it around. Chia is super healthy for you. Oh, what's this? So funny. I just planted some of these maybe about 24 hours ago, and I look at this. I have to look on the side and see what these are. Oh, these are a purple. Oh, more purple tomatillos. Wow, that didn't take long. Can you see the seeds in there, guys? Amazing. It's amazing what the heat mats do. Wow. More Chinese broccoli. That doesn't take very long to sprout at all. You give broccoli the right amount of heat and it's good to go. More King of the North peppers. Let me move some of the plastic out of the way here. So you can see I'm starting to get longer and longer with my pots here. I almost got to the end of the table, actually. All right. The reason I did these in threes is because they're not really going to stay very much longer in these pots. So these are my King of the Norths. Once again, I watered these 24 hours ago, but you can see, look how dry that is. So like I was saying, the heat mats definitely make a big difference with the evaporation of water. So you have to kind of, I should be, like I said in my last video, doing this 2 times a day. But sometimes at the end of the night when I, water them, I don't feel like coming back out after dinner time, but I really have to force myself to do that. These are the leeks. These are Bulgarian leeks. This is my Titan sunflowers, so some of the biggest sunflowers that you can grow. And the rest of the pots, except for the King of the North peppers, are pots that I just transplanted yesterday. Direct seeded a lot of the stuff, so it's just nothing is gonna be there right now. This is all direct seeded. So I put in fenugreek, I put in beans. I don't know if you've heard of it, but there is a bean that's called the Vortex bean, and the Vortex bean is actually a runner bean. I think I have them right in here. It's a runner bean, but it's a green snap runner bean, but they generally tend to be, from here to here in terms of length. They're a pretty long runner bean. They're not a noodle bean. They're actually as thick as a regular bush bean. So I'm excited to grow those. I also planted Greek runner beans in here. If you've ever seen the Greek gigantic bean seeds, they're about this big. So we've got more tomatoes in here, jalapenos, and we've planted, let's see here what I got. What do I have? Oh, yes. I had a red pepper that I grew last year, and I don't have it up on the store yet because I'm going to try and see what happens with them this year. But my peppers ended up getting double the size of the King of the North peppers. So I kept those seeds. I want to try and regrow them again. It could have been the weather. It could have been all the lightning I had. I don't know. But the peppers, the red peppers I got so big. And I sent a couple of pictures to the girls, Miss Wanda and Miss Lippy. And the size of the peppers were amazing. Like they were even saying, hey, wow, I didn't believe that they got that big. So we're going to try and grow them out again this year. If they do get that big again, I'm going to be putting those seeds up on the store because I think that, I don't know about you, but I like a really good, nice pepper that I can use for cooking or, canning. And those ones really held up. I even freeze dried those peppers and they came out amazing, using them on nachos, using them in spaghetti, all kinds of different stuff. So pretty much this side over here is all of those red peppers. So if they come out as big as they were, then we're definitely going to be putting those in the store because those were amazing. And then today we have more green onions. So as everybody knows, green onions take forever to grow. I find green onions are just so slow, but once they get to where they need to be, they're okay. But I usually try to plant them about a month before I want to plant them into the ground. I just sat this up here for you guys to see. So these, I have 2 of these, are my coffee plants. So remember, I've had those inside now over winter. I got them last year. It's time to transplant them. They've got a really nice sturdy stem, and they're starting to actually give me more nice, beautiful green leaves. This is the other one. This one is actually, since spring has come, it's gotten taller, so it's got beautiful, beautiful leaves that it's given me. It's not happy that it's in the pot. You can see it's sort of pouting a little bit. The leaves aren't perky like the other ones, so this one is ready to be transplanted, but once again, a really nice stem on it. So we're going to try roasting some of our own beans here at Not a Real Farm, just for us, to see if we can do it. It'll be really an interesting experiment. See how we do. Okay, let's head on down to the tomato plants here now. It's going to be so warm today in here that I actually have to open the Cozy Coats up. You don't want fried tomato, right? Well, maybe, but not right now. You want them to grow. So I have to open these up. I got to let them breathe a little bit today. This one's the cucumber. So if you can see all the way down in there, the cucumber is doing great. I think I snuck in 3 plants in here. Yeah, there's 3 plants in there. Oh, the boys are out playing with the tractor already. Okay. It's the tomato down in here. He's doing just fine. Okay, so last night we were at minus 10 Celsius, so that is still pretty cold. Let's see here. Ooh, look at this one. It's like opening a gift for me when I see the tomatoes happy. Check that out. Okay, so he's doing good. Let's check out this guy. This is all the prep work that I have to do. This is just the beginning of it, before I even get to planting anything or planting any seeds. Tomato in there is doing great. And we have this guy here. Oh, there we go. That out. I've got 2 in there, actually. I snuck 1 more in. So they're doing fine. Those are my delicious tomatoes. And then we have 1 more over here. But this guy has cucumbers in it. So let's open this up. Okay, let's see how they're doing. Oh. Okay. So I've got 1 tomato, or 1 tomato, I got tomatoes on the brain. 1 cucumber, 2 cucumber, 3 and 4. So there's 4 cucumbers in there. This cucumber has always laid down on the right, but I'm not really sure why. But to me, he seems to be doing okay. I've taken a look at him. I've actually removed the Cozy Coat. And for whatever reason, he wants to grow sideways. So we'll just leave him. But they're doing great. And since I'm here, let's take a look at the roses. Check this out. Isn't that awesome? I can't believe how much leaves I have on these. I'm convinced this year that the roses are going to go right up over the trellis. And then just in front of it, below it, we have our rice. And the reason I stuck it here is because rice can be really fussy. What I was noticing with rice last year when I was growing it was if it got too cool, it didn't like it. This is a dryland rice. So if it got too cool, it didn't like it. If it got too soaked with rain, it didn't like that either. So I decided to plant just 2 rows in the greenhouse this year and collect the seeds because I can control the environment in the greenhouse. And that is one of the reasons I think why it's going to be so important for you to have your own greenhouse, whatever size it is that you can control to a certain level the environment. And your crop is covered up. So if something happens outside, I don't know, snow in my case, lots of rain, maybe in other areas, at least you can control what happens to the plants inside your greenhouse. So the rice is actually doing pretty good. It did drop to -10, but I had the little domes on it, so it seems to be fine. We're not going to get any more of that cold weather. Now we're going to start hitting temperatures that are in the plus. So I shouldn't have to use the domes quite so much to this level anymore. I will, strictly out of paranoia, to make sure that I have a crop. But other than that, they should be fine. Here's the next rows. This one is actually really bushing out here, even right over the top. Look. So these roses, when they're in here, what I noticed is because they're in the greenhouse, they actually bloom sooner and they end their blooming cycle sooner than what they would outside. I've planted the same roses outside and those ones were still blooming well into September, October, and when these ones were done. But are they ever happy? Wow. And then down here, we just have a little bit of asparagus that I'm letting go to seed. You can see here, it's just a green heirloom asparagus. We didn't get very much of it because it's just a baby. It's just starting out. So we left it and now it's going to seed. You can see here, it's starting to go. And then next year, hopefully we'll have more. The blackberries are now starting to come out. Check this out, getting leaves. So this guy is alive and well. And as a matter of fact, if I can get that closer, you can see that it's actually getting some leaves. These are going to come right out. There's going to be leaves that are going to start pushing out from here. So it looks to me like everything in here is actually happy. And I was going to cut the purple asparagus. I was going to cut it. But I decided to leave it and let it go to seed. I have no idea what that is. A vole? I don't know. That's new. That wasn't there yesterday. Let me see if I can move the camera in. That'll be something I'll have to keep an eye on. Now here's something interesting. So I'm going to move the... So last year, if you watched any of my videos, I actually had the pineapple ground cherries that were growing along this bin. And what happened was they draped over into my herb bin. So some of the seeds, most likely I missed. Some of them had fallen in the blueberry bin. Some of them had fallen down here because what happens is the husks will actually fall to the ground. And that's when you know that your berries are ripe and ready to eat. But I missed a few. And Look what's starting to happen now that the weather's changing. So the seed is actually coming up. So if anybody ever has any doubts that ground cherries reseed themselves, trust me, I'm probably going to be digging out ground cherries now out of this little herb bin for a while. So if you haven't had an opportunity to try pineapple ground cherries, they're amazing. I'm going to be putting some, I believe some are up in the store already, but that was some of the best tasting berries I've ever had out of my garden. Let me get down here so you can see. So here is some green onions that I have growing in the in my Lion cement planter. But way down in here, my oregano has started. See? I can't wait to see how big it gets. But it started, guys. It's amazing what a couple days and the difference in temperatures do. Oh, and quickly, here we go. So this is a ground cherry seed, or berry, I should say. And this is one that I missed that came out from our ground cherries. So the paper husk may remain intact, but inside, I can get this open with one hand, hopefully. I'm going to try and get this really close so you can see, because you'll need to see how many seeds come in this thing. Look closely. If I can get, oops, sorry. Where'd it go? Damn it. I don't want any more ground cherries to fall in my garden. But you can actually see there, all those little ridge lines, that's all seed. So one of these berries holds at least 50 seeds. Easily, and I'm probably undercounting. So you can tell now how it's so easy for them to reseed. They just drop in the garden, just like what just happened to me. And they reseed, and all of a sudden you've got 50 of them. Now, if you've got the room for 50 of them, grow away, because these berries are amazing. They taste really good. In some areas, probably better than mine, a little bit warmer than mine. They can actually grow all through your winter. And they will come back if they die. So reseed easily and really great tasting. But check out all those seeds. Oh my goodness. And see, here's another example. Look at all of these. Now, if I don't pick these out, which is what happened in the front garden, these will all reseed themselves, and I'll have a gazillion ground cherries. Look at this. Come here. Where'd that other one go? Here it is. Oh my goodness, look at this. It's a good thing I'm actually looking at these today, because once the plants start growing, especially when it comes to food, I have a hard time saying, okay, I don't need these plants, and I don't want to kill them. I want to keep them. So there we go. So I don't know, there's probably like 10 here. So if you take 10 of these and you forget about them, actually there's 11. Oh my goodness. And they've got 50 seeds or more in them. You can imagine how many berry bushes come out of these things. It's crazy. Look at this. Do you see all that? So the outside is rotten, but look at all the seeds in this thing. Oh, let me see if I can get it closer. See all those seeds? Those seeds are viable, and they are ready to reroot. And I'm actually, as a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to plant these. I have an empty pot right here. Just going to drop that in there. Look at these seeds, look. So let me give you an idea. Look at all of these seeds. And that doesn't include the blob that I just dropped in here. So what is that? I know like I said, there's way more than 50 seeds here, but I was just sort of guesstimating. So one berry can give you your season's worth of crop. That is amazing to me. And here's our comfrey. So I've got one plant here, and we've got another plant here. So it's doing pretty amazing for, what is this, April? Pretty amazing. Okay, let's swing around to our horseradish. Oh boy. Did I record? Was it the horseradish I recorded 5 days ago? Check this out. Gonna have more horseradish than I know what to do with. Here's some more. And there's more over there in that one in the middle. These guys here are the black goji berries, so they're doing amazing. They're coming out no problem. Like I said, I thought they were dead, but they're not. And these are the sea buckthorn. Wow, everything is just coming out with the temperature change. It's unbelievable. Here's my other crabapple tree. I think 5 days ago I said this guy doesn't have any buds on him. Now take a look. Okay, so here we go. Here's all of our pots. It's going to be a good year to grow your own food, guys. It's going to be very important. I've got to get to do some watering. We've got to get that done. And then I'm going to be back to focusing now on planting. So let's get some watering done. So that's it for me today, guys. Just in a little bit of the video there, you saw us transplanting our coffee plants, which will eventually give us coffee beans. It's late in the afternoon and Easter, and we're just gonna finish up here and then go in and spend the rest of the time together as a family. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Easter. See you soon.